Hello everyone and welcome to the live trading room recap for Thursday, April the 20th. My name is Barry Anderson, the moderator of your trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and the room is open between 9 a.m. and up to 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I do share my screen all day long, and I'm live on the mic starting at that time. And it is free. It is a free room. Hard to believe, I know, but it is a free room. No strings attached. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our trading room. All right. Well, it's going to be, I think, a very quick video. This was a pretty choppy day for me, actually. Let me get this linking here. Yeah, I took, this was my first trade of the day, a GNCA. Why I took this one. Take a look at the daily chart, maybe back it out just a little bit more. Not incredibly good, but we had set this yesterday, I believe, as a 7 break alert, just to see if it broke 7. Then, you know, it had some room up to maybe 8. And so I think it did this a couple of times, if my memory is correct here. Yeah, you see it popped up, 7, it came back down, and it went back up. And so a lot of times what I will do is wait for the second break, and especially early on in the day. And I ended up taking the trade at 709. 709, mark right there. And it did pop up to 714. Certainly resist. I think 722, in fact, if I look left, is there was a high a little while ago there, but it was only for one day, and it was a topping tail. I was going to take some out, I think, if it got up into the 20s. Unfortunately, it just didn't, and it dropped on me. And I got out at 701 for an 8-cent loss. Yeah, just close that off. What else happened? You know, I had a little short in WR that didn't work out. A little bit of a loss there. You know, I just don't want to go over them all. NADL was a flat trade for me. NADL was wild today, absolutely wild. You know, unfortunately, I didn't see an entry anywhere along here. I mean, this was just a straight up. I mean, you know, topping tails, very whippy. We saw this in the pre-market, a little bit of action. You know, this had the big spike yesterday. Had the big. Just let me close down Skype. Sorry about that. Usually I do that before. Okay. And anyway, I watched it, and when it got over 3, it got over 3 and came back over 3, and thought, okay, maybe now it'll continue. There's not a lot of resistance. Took the trade at 314, right about here. It did pop up to 324. I almost got out of some, and then this candle as it's coming down, I said, you know what? I don't want to be in it anymore. So I basically got out of it flat. Now this one, RRD, I did take a little, this was going to be, and I have to see what I'm going to do on this one. This was going to be a swing trade for me, but I did exit it. You can see why. I put an alert on the trend reversals we looked at yesterday afternoon. So I had put an alert here. I think they're a little high there, a little high there, a little high there, a little high there, on and on and on. So I thought if I could take that out, has a little bit of room, 1390 is the next resistance area. So I ended up taking this trade, and I still might look at it at the end of the day. I have to see what happens, or just reset. I've reset the alert. Maybe it just wasn't quite ready. And when I say that, I mean, I don't know if it's going to continue. Obviously it's in a downtrend, but we're just looking for things that maybe are starting to get into a bit of a trend reversal play. And then we look left to see what sort of gap and void there is. So I did get into the trade. I think it was at 1236. Yeah, it was right around. It was right around here. It did pop up to 1238, no great shakes. And then as it came down, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get out of this now. I can always get back in. And so I ended up taking, I think, a 9-cent loss on that one. Apti probably was the best trade for me today. This came from Holly. I mean, it wasn't incredible. But I did get into this. I think the Holly alert was just under 12, and I got into the trade at 1208. got into it right here, and I guess the good thing about it is that it was quick. It hit 1234. I took some out at 1228, and then as it was coming down, I took the balance out at 1220. So, a little bit erratic, but nonetheless, it wasn't a bad trade. And really, that is about it. Now, the other one I'm watching a little bit here is this SCON. I did get out of this yesterday. Was it yesterday? I can't even remember anymore. But, yeah, this is when I had this. I would swung it from this day, and this was the worst non-trade I've made in a long, long time. Non-trade in that I did not take any profits. As this, I mean, this was zipped up here in like 5-10 minutes, and I didn't take any profits. Came back down. I was in at 208. I ended up taking a lot of it out at 220, and then back at 208. And now I'm waiting to see if this wants to recover, and I might get back into it. And why? Look at the void. You just have to look at the void over there. It's a low floater, 5.9 million in the float. So I'll have to see what happens. So that's one I might watch. I'm going to keep watching for a bit. Oh yeah, CRC was another one from Holly. That's right. Forgot about that one. It was okay. And I found today just kind of a little bit choppy. Look at all this choppy topping tails, bottoming tails, a lot of choppy action. I ended up taking the trade finally at 709. I say 709, 1209, right around here. Right around here. For all this chop, I think I got in right around here. It did make it up to 1224. Ended up selling. Yeah. When did I sell it at? Yeah, I sold some at 1218 on the way down, and then the rest flat at 1210. So, again, no great shakes. I found today kind of a bit of a very choppy day. The one nice trade that I know a real was in was this SC, call it Select Comfort SCSS. Was an earnings play. We saw it in the pre-market. It had earnings yesterday afternoon after the market closed. That's what the move area is showing. Big pop, held, and then it started to move. I did not take this trade. I don't know exactly why, but it was pretty steady. And I know Real was in this and a few other people in the room. Anyway, that is about it. The other one, I know I took this one. It was flat. I might want to watch this one going forward because this was from my one of my price alerts. And back it out a little bit here. You can see why. Okay, so I mean, a tremendous potential gap fill. It didn't quite work. I got in at 410 and it popped up, and I got out basically flat. If it takes out 435, set an alert right there. It takes out 435. I mean, look what potentially could happen. Potentially could happen. You've got 6, you've got 9, you've got 13. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I mean, that's what we look for when we're looking for these potential void fills. All right, everybody, that's it. It's a quick video today. So again, this is how to get into the room. Room opens. I usually open it between about quarter to 9, 10 to 9 Eastern time. That's when I start sharing the screen, and then I get live at 9 o'clock, and I go up to 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Free room, no excuses. Come on in. It's a great trading room. We have a lot of fantastic traders in the room. It's certainly not about me telling you what to buy and sell all day long. We have a lot of great traders, so I encourage you to come in. All right. Thank you very much for listening, and hopefully